Hi everyone and welcome to the Chrissy B Show, and as usual we have lots and lots in store for you on today's program. But first I'd like to introduce the lovely Excel to my right, who will be reading some nice news, I hope.
Yes, I will be for sure.
And shall we tell the viewers what
Chrissy.
else we have on? Hello my darling.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we'll also be speaking to Australian actress and presenter Jordana Ashkenazi, who was badly burned in a fire at a barbecue when she was just 17, but didn't allow that to get in her way of her career in the media limelight. And I'll also be showing you my latest Chrissy challenge, how to make beautiful professional looking cupcakes. We also have Cynthia Gregoire, who'll be speaking about New York Fashion Week, and also her lovely sister Megan Gregoire to talk about autumn winter makeup tips. And Jane will also show us some effective ab exercises, and I'll be answering a question from a viewer. But let's go straight to Excel, because she has lots to talk about, don't you, my love?
Yes, I do, as always. Hello, viewers. Well, I just thought I'd start off with something slightly serious for a bit of a health warning, really, because in a cycling event in Norway, 6 cyclists were poisoned and had to be hospitalized because they accidentally drank laundry detergent.
Oh, how did they manage
Because they're little bottles. I mean, if we cue the photo, we can see what it is. It's little bottles that kind of look like energy drinks, and they actually have active sport written on them.
Oh.
And because of that, they could be mistaken for energy, energy drinks or glucose drinks or
What were they
whatever.
doing there in the first place?
They were, I mean, it was a bit daft, really. It was just, I think this was just an occasion where it was a bit of common sense wasn't applied, because ultimately what it was they were using the race to advertise the detergent, to obviously get the dirt and the sweat and whatever out of your clothes after the cycling. But you could have left it at the finish line or something, not along the way, because you don't need to wash your clothes while you're cycling. So I think it was just a bit of a common sense situation, really, because people actually ended up drinking it on the way. And so, unfortunately...
and they couldn't tell that the taste was slightly different?
Well, this is it. I think they must have thought it was really powerful sports drink or something. Yeah, they actually drank it. So, for the rest of the way, they had to put that sign up to say, warning, do not drink, it is soap. Yes, to prevent everybody else from drinking it. But yes, this is just ridiculous. But yes. Well, on the upside, it's not actually dangerous, strictly speaking, to drink detergent. It just washes your insides for you. So
don't say that.
Don't try this
please
at
don't
home.
say that.
Do not try this at home.
Do not drink anything like that, please, viewers. Excel was just joking. God, get us into trouble, Excel.
Well, I'm very sorry. Well, I have to say, the next subject I've got here is a Mexican woman who is now going to be, well, I suppose this would have been, I think last week it would have been her birthday, and she is now the oldest woman to ever have lived, and she was born on the 31st of August 1887.
Oh wow.
Not even 1887, so which means she would be 127.
Wow. That's amazing.
They're actually, I mean, she's
from Mexico.
Yeah, she's from Mexico, and she actually says the sort of the thing she accredits to her longevity is chocolate.
Plain chocolate.
Well, I suppose, because it doesn't actually say which kind, but I would assume it's the dark chocolate, because that's good for you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good for you.
And apparently they say she liked to eat chocolate, and also she sleeps for days on end. I don't know how she does that, but apparently,
I'm surprised if you live that long, you get quite bored, wouldn't you? When am I going to go?
Just sleep a few days off, you'll be fine. Add a bit of days to your years. Yeah, she sleeps for days on end, and this is the slightly cheeky one, she never got married. She didn't have children to stress her out, apparently. But she's always a woman who fought. She was also sewing and weaving until about 2 years ago. And it says here, she never ceased to be active. And when it says she fought, she actually fought in the war, the Mexican Revolution, as a leader of a segment, a group of women who had gone with their husbands to actually go into the war to fight.
I thought she wasn't married.
Well, this is the thing. She didn't marry, but she fought as she went into battle. So I'm wondering,
wow,
why?
127 years old.
127. And also, she wasn't married, but she actually had children as well, saying that she buried 5 children and several of her grandchildren, the last of whom died in 2013, aged 90. Oh, so you can see
that's so weird. Grandchild, age 90.
I know, she had yeah. It was really,
so
she has
strange.
73 great-grandchildren and 55 great-great-grandchildren.
Wow.
So, but now it says the authorities in Mexico are trying
Hang
to...
on, she has or she had?
No, she has. Well,
she's still alive?
I suppose she has in entirety.
Is she still alive?
She's still alive, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said she died.
No. It was her birthday for when she turned 127.
My goodness. So she's still going.
She's still going strong.
Good on her.
The only thing is she lost her original birth certificate 40 years ago. So now the authorities in Mexico are trying to issue her a new one. But I suppose it's been validated as well. Yeah. Wow. So she's making it into the Guinness Book of Records. Gosh. Fabulous. Well, the next piece of news now is about a young lady who dreamt of falling in love. But for her, there was always one thing holding her back, which was her weight. Mm-hmm. She was a compulsive eater, and by the age of 21, she was 22 stone, over 22 stone, and she was, she said she couldn't get a boyfriend, etc. But it also put risks to her health, because by the time she was 20, by the time she had got to that size, the GP warned her she needed a hip replacement. So if we have the before picture to see how she was, this was the lovely Hazel. And she said at the time she was just sort of comfort eating and everything. She was warned that she would have to, she would need a hip replacement if she wasn't careful. But then she joined a local slimming club and decided to lose weight. And after by 5 years, she reached her weight. She reached an impressive 12.5 stone. So she had dropped, she dropped about 10 stone.
Gosh.
And so that was when she then felt
Please tell me you have an after picture.
Well, the after picture is...
Really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
If we have them both side by side, we can compare, because it was absolutely lovely, because you can see she's literally...
Well, she's not 12.5 stone there, surely.
Well,
she must be less than that. She looks about 9 stone there.
Well, yeah, but I suppose by the time it got to that point, maybe she carried on exercising. But when she reached 12.5 stone was when she started then to date, and she met someone. And so now it's basically,
wow, it really is possible to be slim after being so big.
It literally went half a...
Wow,
it's lovely.
It's amazing.
But now she has all the confidence, and she's pleased that she wants to now go and do things that she's always wanted to do, that she felt she was restricted to do in the first place.
Brilliant.
Which is lovely.
Lovely.
Are you feeling hungry?
Yeah, but we need to go to a break.
Oh no. All right then, I'll pause this.
But you're going to come back later, aren't you?
Indeed.
And you can watch our cupcakes video.
Oh, stop it. Make me even more hungry.
Yes, definitely. So do stay tuned, because Excel will be back later, but also after the break, we're going to be taking a look at our fitness tip from Jane Wrafter on abdominal exercises, and I'll also be speaking to Jordana Ashkenazi to discuss her career and the highs and lows she faced so early on. So don't go away.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, before we go to Jordana, let's first take a look at Jane's fitness tip on abdominal exercises.
Hi guys, welcome to your fitness tips. I'm Jane and this is Elia.
Hi there.
We're going to show you some abdominal exercises today. That's exercises for your tummy, and we're going to give you options and show you how to make it easier and how to make it more difficult. Okay, so you want to lie yourself down. I'm going to do the harder version of this first exercise. So it's legs in the air. Bent legs is easier, which Elia is showing you. You put your hands behind your head and you extend one leg and reach across to the opposite knee and then change sides. So you've got to try and keep your pelvis really steady. Try not to let your body weight roll across from one side of your bum to the other. And you want a nice strong lift through the shoulder blades here. So try and get your chest towards your belly. Get your shoulders off the floor. Nice deep breaths out and out. Let's just do one more on each side, shall we? Excellent. Okay, I'm going to hand you over to Elia for your next exercise.
Okay guys, so this one we're going to be targeting the lower abdominals. This is a great exercise, it's called the reverse curl. So Jane's going to be doing a slightly easier version. and it's going to be a slight lift. I'm going to be making it a little bit tougher, and we're going to be lifting up a little higher and controlling down as we release down. Now, no pressure goes through the floor, so we're really making sure we're just controlling through the lower abdomen, nice and tall. Good, really lifting the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. It's a great exercise for the lower abdominals. Last one there. Excellent, well done.
Lovely, I can feel that. The next one, yeah, I can feel it in the lower tummy. Yeah, and the next one's also for the lower tummy, isn't it, Elia? So the next one, you've got different options as well. And we're going to extend the legs away to challenge the core. Now, Elia's going to do a slightly easier version. His leg's going to go higher. So you keep your head on the floor and you extend one leg. So you'll see that my leg's gone a little bit lower towards the ground than Elia's leg. And the lower the leg goes, the more challenging it is. Now the idea is, guys, that you've got to press down through your abs to keep your lower back in a neutral position. Don't let your back arch. If you let your back arch off the floor, you're not working your tummy effectively and you could potentially pull your lower back. I'll just show you one more option. Only try this if you've got a strong tummy and no back problems. It's a double leg. You got to make sure there's no space between your lower back and the floor. So if you're new to exercise, stick to the easy version till you know you've got enough strength in the tummy. That's brilliant. Let's finish this last one. And we're going to swing ourselves up. Well done, guys. Get yourself a six-pack by summer. Good luck, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon.
Thank you very much, Jane and Elia. So now I'd like to introduce Jordana to the show. Hello.
Hi, Chrissy.
How are you, my love?
Good, thanks. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Now, you are a fellow presenter.
Yes, I am.
Now, do tell us how it all started for you.
Oh God, I feel like this is going to be a really long story. Started off doing drama school and all that sort of stuff since I was really young, and always wanted to do acting, singing, presenting. So left school, had a bit of an accident, which obviously we'll chat about, but sort of had to step back for a few years. Then jumped back into doing feature films, TV shows, live radio, and then presenting on live TV. And now, of course, I do Show Brazil. I'm the main presenter on that weekly. So.
Wow. Okay, so let's go back a bit now. So you mentioned something that happened. You had a bit of an accident, or was it like it was quite a major accident, wasn't it? What happened?
Yeah, well, I was 17 years old and I was at a friend's house party, and I usually had sort of a strict curfew, but Mum sort of extended it that night. Yeah. She always regrets that, but there was a barbecue involved and some methylated spirits and petrol, and some of the boys were sort of messing around.
Oh, gosh.
And they threw the flammables on the barbecue, and the sort of shed went on fire and the flame ball hit my face and legs.
Gosh.
So I was in hospital, sort of in and out for a good couple of months during my final year at school. Skin grafts, plastic surgery, all that sort of stuff.
Really?
And but recovered, but it did take, a good
Can't
sort
tell
of few
at all,
years.
by the way.
It's called makeup. No, I mean it's healed really well. I'm very, very lucky, but I took a lot of good care of my skin, and I've had also treatments on it.
But how did that affect you?
I think, especially with wanting to be in entertainment, and at the time I was doing a lot of modelling, and I had a job booked for Thailand, and to be 17 and sort of to think I'm going to be too scarred now to do any of that.
Gosh.
And to see your face in the mirror for the first time after an accident like that, you can't kind of describe it. So I guess it affected me, it set me back, and I thought I wouldn't be able to do acting ever again, or singing. I thought I'll be too scarred to go in front of a camera. So it kind of put a hold on things for quite a few years.
But how did you then break through that? Because it must have taken, obviously you're having the treatment and everything, but inside, emotionally, how did you actually get past that to do what you're doing today?
I did end up having counselling, and it sort of took me probably a good 5 to 7 years to come to grips with it all. And I said to my mum, I said, do you know what, I'm going to go and study makeup, because at least then I can sort of still be in TV and film, but I'll be behind the scenes. And I studied and I did the makeup side of things, and I just got really sick of it, and I said, do you know what, I just really want to be in front of the camera. And she said, do you know what, you go for it.
You belong in front of the camera.
I hope so. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking anyway. People tell me that. Yeah. I'm kidding. So I just sort of said, I'm going to give it a try anyway. I can wear makeup. I had a burns vest that I wore, and I no longer had to wear that anymore. And the scars started healing, and I thought,
what was it like the first time you went in front of a camera after the accident?
The first time was really horrible because you're always so self-conscious. And the first time I did, it was actually to do my show reel. I went to drama school. It was to do my show reel, and on camera you really couldn't see it as much as I thought that I could see when I looked in the mirror. And I did wear a lot of makeup at the time, I'm not going to lie, and it's gotten better over the years, so I wear less and less. But the first time it was sort of really hard, but at the same time I was really proud. Yeah.
Really
it was.
Did it get easier after that?
Yeah, it got easier and easier and easier, and now I'm at the point where I honestly don't even think about it. It doesn't bother me. It's sort of you sort of grow into it being a part of you. So
right.
Yeah.
So you're now doing Show Brazil, which is also on this channel, isn't it?
It is.
Can you tell us a bit about it?
I've had to learn how to speak a little bit of Portuguese. I bet all the Brazilians at home just laugh at me at my attempt. But yeah, no, it's a
I'll introduce the show for us in Portuguese.
Oh my God, I so can't. No, I can't speak. All I can say is pop stars' names.
I see. Okay.
Names of songs and places in Brazil, and that's it. And I say it so badly, so I'm not going to embarrass myself on TV once again.
Okay, all right.
But no, I am getting better and better. The first time I did the show, I was just thinking this is going to take forever, and it did. But now when I'm doing the show, it's sort of shorter and shorter and shorter. But yeah, no, it's a Brazilian music show based on Portuguese and Brazilian artists, sort of from way back when and to most recently as well. So yeah, it's quite cool.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's loads of fun. I love doing the music element because I'm so passionate about music. So to be able to present about music, and especially sort of Brazilian type of music, which I love, so it's awesome.
Okay. Now, what is it you love most about presenting yourself?
I think for me, I've done a lot of acting and singing as well, but I love presenting because you get to be yourself and get paid to chat. So it's kind of awesome. Just being able to sort of interact with the viewers and also guests, which I've had in previous shows that I've done as well. And just the fact that you get to have a chat, be natural on camera and be yourself, and it's really about your personality rather than playing an actual character.
Yeah, this is what I say to people sometimes that want to be on TV, and they ask my advice as well, and I say to them, look, I'm just completely myself on camera. If I make a mistake, it doesn't matter. I don't care, just carry on. I don't like to sort of script things too much either, so it can just be a natural conversation that I have with the guests, because I think it's so important just to be you, because that's what the viewers that's what the viewers love. If it's just someone natural, that everyday people, rather than someone that they can't relate to at all.
And that's what it's about. I think they do relate to you. They get to know your personality. And I guess they either like you or they don't. I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping that they like me. But yeah, so you get to just really be yourself, and that's it's nice as well. It's nice to be sort of appreciated for that also, if you are.
Now, if there's any young budding presenters watching the show today, what advice would you give them apart from being themselves, maybe when they face sort of hard times or something like that?
I think, look, if I can overcome being scarred to 30% of my body and still sort of pursue it, and it did set me back for a few years. So later on in life, I had to then sort of fight for my place, which is more difficult because you sort of have to fight to be in the industry from such a young age. So to have a good few years out and then attempt to get back in was difficult. But I would say, have faith and confidence in yourself. Always be yourself and be natural, because there's nothing worse than presenters that are quite staged, because it does come through on camera. You might look at your favourite presenter and say, that's exactly what I want to base my presenting skills or style on. But if it's not you, it's not you.
Exactly.
So be yourself. And I think also you've got to be professional. You've got to have, your headshots done, your show reel up to date, do your courses, and just go for everything and never stop trying, because it is so competitive. It's such a tough industry. Everyone wants your job, so you have to just stay on the ball. And if you really want it, I think, eventually you will get it to some degree.
Brilliant
advice.
I
hope that helps.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for coming on, Jordana.
Thanks
and all the best with everything you're doing. Just very quickly before you go, though, what are your future plans?
So I'm doing Show Brazil, of course. I think we've done 25 shows now, and I've got another 25 or so to go, which is brilliant. So Show Brazil. And I've also gotten into working for a production company, so presenting and getting behind the camera, which is really exciting for a change. So learning all about it from every angle.
All the best with everything. It's lovely having you on.
Thanks a lot, Chrissy.
Okay. Alrighty, but don't go away, because after the break we have Cynthia Gregoire back with us talking about back to school fashion and accessories, and also New York fashion. And also we have Teresa sharing with us autumn winter makeup tips, and also we'll be taking a look at my challenge later on.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show. Always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back, and it's lovely to have the Gregoire sisters back because they went off to Canada and left us, didn't you?
We did.
Did you have a nice time?
I had a lovely time, just back in time for London Fashion Week.
Oh, definitely. Okay, so what are you going to be talking about today?
I'm going to talk about autumn, winter trends and color schemes. So we can be on trend for the fall coming, even though we don't want it to get colder. It doesn't get too cold. It doesn't get as cold as it is in Canada, that's for sure. But we want to be on trend with our colors that we pick. Okay. So one of the things is that I went out to Knightsbridge and I went and tried to see a few of my favorite cosmetics counters, and I came across a couple of Burberry quad palettes. So I have a photo just of my endeavors when I went down. So you can see, actually, I've given...
That's me!
Yes, that's you. So you can see on the left there, a slate blue number 20 Burberry Complete Eye Palette. And that is actually those colors that you have on with that look that day, that show. Okay. Then on the right, we have the Nude Blush number 12 palette by Burberry as well. And then you can see the model from a previous shoot. She's wearing those color schemes. So what I wanted to point out is that what that palette is, because you can see that a lot of companies they'll have more than one color, and you can actually buy a set. So then you have the lightest color, and you can use that as a highlight color. And of course you could apply that with just a brush, the flat brush there. And there's going to be two mid colors, Chrissy. And what you can do is you can actually shape the eye with that. So you can go then in the crease and you can build that look. You can also, with the darkest color, you can put a flat brush and dip that in and use it as a liner.
Right, okay.
So the whole theme, or what I want to come across, is that, you know, throughout the neons and that, because the nudes and the more tamer colors within each color family, so the khakis instead of the neon greens, and instead of the turquoise vibrant blues, you have those nice deep blues as well. And of course, when it comes to winter time, you always have those kind of staples for the winter time. So you have the red lipstick, you have, you know, the Christmas party look with the silver sparkles and the gold sparkles, or those metallics. For the winter, those are always things that are trending for the fall winter. One of the other things is like the nail color as well. I noticed that they had, you know, some greens going on, the blues, and then they also had the black and the red. So it seems that, you know, you do have your, you know, just classic looks. The red lipstick and that will go throughout each, exactly.
It never goes out of fashion, does it?
Anything. So I have also, with those looks, I have just some pics of mine that I like that go with, you know, the nude looks, and that's Hush by Daniel Sandler. It's just a lovely kind of orange sparkly neutral color that looks just lovely. Cynthia's actually wearing it today. And I have some blushers, Harmony and Blush Baby, and it's kind of it goes with both schemes. I love this color for brides as well, because it's just a lovely classic natural blush. Also, and I didn't have it out here, but for darker skinned as well, we have Peaked by Illamasqua. So that's medium to dark skin. And so I just had also a nice lipstick color that we used today on yourself.
Oh, is that the one?
She looks lovely. So it's L409, and that's just a nice kind of pedally.
That's beautiful.
Rose. It is beautiful. It
looks better on your hand than it does on my lips.
So, but you can see how that, you know, that would just accent those, you know, naturals and nudes, and just bring out those colors, because they're natural to your lip color, but has that little punch. But yeah, so also the 60s look that we did on Cynthia, if you look at her makeup with the crease, you know, the dark kind of 60s look where she has that eyeliner just prominent.
We caught
in
our
the
camera
crease
people
there.
off guard there, didn't we?
I did, so yeah, but
All right, never mind.
it is great, yeah.
Alrighty, so
Lovely.
we're going to go over to Cynthia now with, thank you very much, my darling. And now we have some fantastic clothes here, but what are you going to speak to us today about, Cynthia?
First of all, I'd like to say hi, and I missed you.
Missed you, darling.
Good to be back. Well, today I just wanted to say a quick word about Fashion Week. We're into London Fashion Week this week. We've just come off of New York Fashion Week, and of course, the Fashion Weeks are looking at the collections for Spring Summer 15. So they're actually looking already at what we'll wear in the future. And the collections that we see actually in the magazines now, Autumn Winter 14, were actually at the London Fashion Weeks and the New York Fashion Weeks back in February. So just a quick recap of New York Fashion Week. Your American designers mainly, and the shows that I would are worth checking out, I think Marc Jacobs for sure with the military luxury chic. Of course, you always have the fabulous Donna Karan shows and then Nicole Miller and all that. In addition, though, Fashion Week has always been about looking at established designers' collections, but it's also about showcasing and finding new talent. And I just wanted to talk about an up-and-coming designer that's from the town I'm in, actually, North Battleford, Saskatchewan. And I just have a few slides to go through, and then we can maybe go through the clothes.
Can't wait to go through these. Yeah,
Awesome.
go ahead with the slides.
Okay. So the first slide here, basically, this is Jonte Khan. So this is the designer that has made all the clothes on the rails and me and my sister's dresses today. And it's from North Battleford. And you might wonder, where is North Battleford, Saskatchewan, right? Check out the green right in the middle there. And you can see Regina there. We're just, we are northwest of there, a couple hours still. So you can see that we're very far from Toronto. Everyone always asks if we're from Toronto. The next slides, though, basically are just showing his creative process. Now, this young designer is actually only 17 years old. Wow. He started when he was 14, and you can see his drawings here. The next couple slides sort of show his more of the creative process. So he's finishing the illustrations. This is where he's getting his inspiration.
He's so talented. It's amazing.
Isn't that lovely?
Really.
Yeah. The next ones, I think, take you through the work that he's done here. So these are just some of the inspirations that he takes from magazines, and he's always looking at fashion shows and drawing on that, for his creativity. The next two slides, I think, show his actual work process. So these are some of his dresses in the early stages. You've identified the one, Chrissy, that is the one, and the next one there, we'll show that one in a second, so right on. And just showing some of his processes and how the garments are created. And you got to keep in mind, this is a 17-year-old boy doing this in his bedroom, like literally. It's
amazing.
No training.
He's going to be huge.
I think so. Someone's got to endorse this guy. So basically, he told me that the first time he's ever made a garment was he found this like shirt pattern in a book, and it just started from there. And his love for these fashion shows that are going on right now and stuff. So I think I have a few more slides here. These are just some of the paintings he does. The next one as well are just some of the paintings he does. He is the son of an artist. His father, Jeff Kahn, is an artist in New Mexico. So that's some of the things he does. And I think the last slide here is just another shot of Jonte. So, actually that one is, those are two of his designs he designed for myself and Megan last London Fashion Week. We wore that to the glass party. So you can see the detailing in that. That's Jonte there. Yeah, so there's Jonte. Hello. And thank you for all the dresses. And I guess I'll just go through them now.
Okay.
Great. I'd like to actually start with what you're wearing. Yours is the only dress that isn't actually Jonte's creation, but I really went for that New York sort of dinner party, going to eat a hamburger very chic-like in New York City. So we have some American designers on Chrissy today. We have her in a Nadia Tar monochrome dress paired with some Sam Edelman shoes. Now these are two American designers. So Chrissy's ready to go have a awesome burger and fries dinner like Sex and the City's lunch date, and we've just did a very New York chic look in lieu of New York Fashion Weekend. And on my sister here, I guess I'll talk about hers. This dress is also from Jonte Khan, and this one was very inspired by Iris Van Herpen. I've paired it with the Lucy Choi heel, but he actually is most proud of this garment because he said that he's starting to take into account how to pin the fabric and the organza to a woman's curves. Very, very cool. With this dress that I'm wearing today, I've actually told him how I'm loving this 1960s look that's trending right now. So basically he's done a shift dress with sort of a bell sleeve, very Mary Quaint, very just very 1960s. I'm just loving it. And also the garment itself actually has a second purpose. If you take a look, it now can transform into sort of a different garment. So keep in mind, this kid is 17 years old, and yes.
Cynthia, would you believe it's time for a break? We've run out of time.
Okay, well, we'll talk about the
However, don't go anywhere, because we're going to take up a bit of time from the final part of the show to go through this, because we cannot finish the show without going through these lovely garments, can we?
Or tripping on them.
All right, so do join us after this break.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back. Now we're going to go back to Cynthia in just a moment, because we do have to see these fabulous designs from a 17-year-old. But first of all, let's just answer this question from Jane. And she says, "Hi Chrissy, my daughter passed all her exams with distinctions and she's been offered a place at university in America. She's very excited, but I don't know how to let her go. I'm happy for her, but I will miss her very much and don't know how I will cope not having her around anymore. What would you do, Chrissy?" Now, Jane, the good thing is that it sounds like the two of you have a really close relationship, and that is fantastic. And you know what? Every parent is going to have to go through this at some point. Now, some parents actually celebrate when their kids leave home, and others dread it. So I know my mum really dreaded it when I left home. But at the end of the day, I think all parents know at some point you're going to have to let your children go. They're going to grow up, they're going to move. So at least you can keep in touch with, I know America's very far away, but it's so easy nowadays to keep in touch with people over Skype and other things as well. So it's not like you're going to be completely separated for you. And also it's an excuse for you to go on holiday. That'll be nice for you. And I'm sure she'll be visiting. So even though it's really hard, but I know, it's going to be hard for you, but you can get through it. And I think an important thing to do is for you to keep busy. The busier you are, the better, so you won't be missing her so much. But I do wish her all the best with her studies in America, and I'm sure you'll be fine. Won't she, Cynthia? Absolutely. Yeah. Okie dokie, so let's go back to these designs. Excel, can I just give you my iPad, my darling? Thank you. Okay. So, as we heard before the break, these were all handmade.
All of these handmade.
And everything by a 17-year-old designer.
Yeah, so this dress right here is one of the ones he's proud of, because he said that this waterfall dress that is very inspired by Alexander McQueen, who is one of his main inspirations. It's just he saw the quality starting to come together in the garments, and you can see this one here.
Sorry, let's see the detail on this one.
Sure. This one.
Let's take a look. Can we get a close-up of the detail
that one,
on these dresses?
You can see he's using sort of the mesh fabric that was very popular at the Dior couture shows the last couple seasons and such. So amazing, isn't it, Chrissy? Like wonderful. Really, I don't know if I could ever make something like this if I was forced to. But here are just a couple other ones that he's put these together. And just to give you a bit of a timeline, like he put these together just as I got back to Canada. I've only been gone 3 weeks, and here's
I can't believe he's done all this in such a short space of time.
This one was the one in the photo.
Right.
Yeah. But that last one, Chrissy, if you just take that one off the hanger, that's the one that I just think is the most striking.
This one is amazing. This was actually one of the pictures, wasn't it? Two of the pictures.
Yeah, of the ones that were being assembled.
Can we get a close-up of the design?
Absolutely. Each one of those flowers are put together by hand by individual feathers and pearls with a glue gun. So you can just imagine the labor that's gone into that. And he was very inspired by Miu Miu Prada with that.
And you're the only one with this dress,
I
Cynthia.
love that. I was very lucky to have found this young couture for myself. So, like I said, watch for that name, John Take On.
I should try that one, shouldn't I?
Absolutely. Very beautiful. Anyways, that's it for today.
So we wish him all the best with his designs, because he is amazing. He's going to be huge, I'm sure.
Absolutely. He's coming to London.
Oh, is he? We're definitely going to have him on the show then.
Okay. Awesome. That's
definitely.
Cool.
All right. Thank you so much, Cynthia. We'll see you again next week.
See you next week.
So now it's over to Excel, my darling. All yours.
Hello.
You can start talking, don't worry.
All right, okay, here we go. Well, the piece of news I had earlier before we went off about when I asked you about food, this is quite interesting. You know, I remember the time I showed you the pizza pillow and and then we had that all the different foods. Right, I discovered another one on someone's website. Her name is Cecilia Carey, and she worked in collaboration with someone else to create the chip bed. Cue photo, please. Basically, it's a supersized bed where you have, and actually those chips are actually working, they're actually pillows. So you can put them across your bed like that, and you know, as long as you don't end up waking up in the middle of the night and being tempted for a little snack and then half your pillow is gone. But I thought I had to put that in there. It was quite interesting. Another another bit of news that I've got is where is it? Oh no, technology. Bear with me, people. Oh. We'll just go back to Cynthia to keep talking. I know, this is wrong. Right, this is it. I can play my cupcake video, which we're not going to have a chance to view today. Are you ready? I am. All right, we'll have to watch the cupcake video next week, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Actually, I found this interesting bit of news. A young man recently was in a coma following an accident he had with his dad. He was in a coma for a week, but then he woke up speaking, an Australian boy, he woke up speaking Mandarin. No, he didn't. Oh, yes, he did. No, he didn't. Oh, yes, he did. He woke up, it was a serious car crash. I think he was in the car with his dad. They were going out and he just woke up in the hospital bed, doesn't remember it. He doesn't remember the accident itself. Yeah. He woke up and he discovered, because the first person he laid eyes on was an Asian nurse, like a Chinese nurse who was looking after him. And so she saw him, or rather he saw her, and the first thing he said to her was, "I love my mum, I love my dad, I will recover." And he actually... In Cantonese? In Mandarin. Mandarin. Sorry. And he actually wrote it. He actually wrote it as well. He actually did the actual Chinese writing. And he said he wasn't consciously thinking about it, but it was when he saw her, he just pretty much just said it. The thing is, he had learned Mandarin and French when he was in school, because he was 22 at the time. He had learned Mandarin and French, but it was just a case of learning a foreign language to pass through school, etc. But then he didn't realize, his brain actually forgot to speak English, was what from the people who were looking after him said. It was almost like he kind of, that part of his brain was affected by the injury. And so he woke up speaking Mandarin as though he'd been speaking it all his life. And he then ended up, when this then happened, his dad as well said, you know, they just could, what is he saying? He wrote stuff in Mandarin, and it took him about 2 days to regain his speaking of English. It was really, really odd. But then following that, he went on now to do an advanced course in Mandarin. He's actually now featuring in Chinese television, presenting on Chinese television. He's now moved to Shanghai. He did a course did an advanced course in Mandarin, and he actually took part. He's now actually part of like a tour guide, walking tours. But he studied more since then. He studied more, but he was already fluent, because I watched a video where a Chinese man was actually saying, "Oh my gosh, this is an Australian person. This is a non-Chinese person speaking Mandarin as though he was born with it." He was actually so fluent that some Chinese people were saying, you need to teach me how to speak Mandarin, because he was so fluent in it. But he's used it though. The turnaround of it. Capabilities of the brain? Yeah. He's turned it around. He's moved to Shanghai. He's working there. He's speaking. He's on, I think he's on children's television. He's co-presenting with someone speaking fluent Mandarin. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Thank you so much, Excel, for the lovely news. Indeed. And we'll see you again next time. Okay, but we have reached the end of today's program. And just to leave it on this note, we're all separated from people we love at some point in our lives, be it through moving away or even death. And of course, we miss them, but we shouldn't depend on having them around to be happy. Our happiness should always flow from within. So make sure you look for your happiness inside first. So if you want more information about the program and our guests today, you can visit the website chrissybshow.tv. And if you have a question for me you'd like to ask, you can also email me on chris@chrissybshow.tv. Bye-bye for now. Hi everyone, today I'm here with Tracy and Shelley of Carol Cupcake Company, not Carol's, Carol Cupcake Company. Hi everyone, today I'm here with Tracy. What's the best thing about having your own business?